Hi, my name's Brandon Schwartz, and this is Signature Motorsports. Hello everyone, welcome to Signature Motorsports. Today we're installing, or at least getting mocked up, the fuel system. We've got all of our 10AN line here. We've got a brand new fuel pressure regulator that is a lot beefier than the previous one. We've got all of our fittings, we have fuel filters, we've got everything we need to do this stuff. Last week we ended up not getting into some of the stuff that we were gonna try and work on. We've been here putting together a list of all the fuel fittings, lines, trans-cooler lines, oil cooler lines, everything we need. And we have our list here on Summit Racing. And we're going 10AN on the fuel lines, which factory size is 3/8, which is about a 6AN, which is that guy right there. And if you put that next to the 10AN,
oh, that is a big difference.
yeah, so that's how much more fuel we're going to be flowing. We're also going 10AN on the oil cooler, and then 8AN for the trans cooler. So all pretty big lines and lots of fittings.
What he didn't say was that we just spent the last 3.5 hours sitting here pounding our heads against this nice wooden bench that I built, shuffling through lists and diagrams of how the fuel system needs to work and what is going to happen. But this is going to be a full flow fuel system, so it is not going to deadhead in the fuel rails at all. It is going to flow all of the fuel through the fuel rails that the pump can produce. And then it will return back to the tank what it deems necessary. It will also be a boost referenced fuel pressure regulator, not the one that we have right there. That one came with a fuel kit and we just decided not to use it. And the ports on that regulator just aren't enough to flow the fuel that we need. We need to be able to flow with the boost to pump. What did it come out with? It's like 1,800 liters per hour of fuel is what those fuel pumps are going to be capable of producing, and with 100% boost from the Kenny Bell boost.
Going back to that that size thing, I mean the return size on this was a 6AN on the return for this regulator. We need this AN fitting on that side. We are trying to overbuild everything, and we've decided to go a completely different route, kind of last minute.
What are we working on here? Removing the fuel pump?
Yep, the OEM ZL1 pump. So this is already upgraded, but the new one has 2 pumps, and each pump flows more than this one pump. Gooey. Done. Who can grab this? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so is that just one of the pumps, or?
This is both of the pumps. These are 2 450 liter per hour Walboro fuel pumps that were smashed into a factory fuel system, courtesy of Squash Performance, not sponsored by them. But we are doing a 10AN send, 10AN receive. But yes, so this is the fuel sending unit. 2 450 liter per hour pumps with a Kenny Bell boost to pump, which this isn't very pretty, but.
And that just connects through to the ECU?
Yep, and that'll almost double the output of these pumps. And that won't connect to the ECU necessarily. No, that's just gonna, it doubles the voltage going to the pumps themselves. So they just start working harder. And the only potential issue with that is you start heating up your fuel. But it's not gonna be run very much because these pumps are gonna be doing most of the work on their own. We're gonna have it on a boost regulated, boost switch, boost.
The pressure regulator is boost controlled, so it can up it can literally increase the fuel pressure on the fly based off of the reference of your boost pressure.
So if we have a 20-pound switch, as soon as boost hits 20 pounds, these pumps are going to be essentially doubling the output. But that's only at 20+ pounds, which we're not going to be at very often. So
No, most times you should be running 5 to 9.
yeah. Hanks, you don't understand.
Oh, I know. I've seen a lot of fuel recalls or fuel pump recalls done that come in with full tanks.
That was it.
There you go.
Freaking
Easy's that.
easy peasy.
Little twist and she.
You want your angle needle those pliers?
Yeah, it's gonna kink the line. It doesn't. There's no way that it's not gonna be kinked.
What do you mean?
It's just.
We gotta figure out a way to make it not kinked.
That's sick. Yeah, actually, that's huge.
Right?
So here we are. We just cut our access panel a little bit bigger. We did not have the space that we needed for what we're trying to do. These 10 AN lines are absolutely massive. We're still wondering whether or not we need to. We think we have the space. We're confident we have the space. The biggest issue right now is the fact that these AN fittings, because they're so big, they're interfering with this ring that mounts to the stock fuel tank. And I'm really trying to get the stock fuel tank to work. This car is supposed to be really streetable.
And that's how you bend angle iron.
The access plate for fuel lines.
This is the access plate for all fuel related stuff. You can pull the pumps out if you needed to through here. Plenty of access to all the lines, all the wiring.
What are we doing here, Chris?
Building a isolated power distribution block and ground distribution block for the fuel pump relays and the goodies that will be added later on in life. We can't talk about those right now.
Top secret.
So what we're testing is to see if this PVC panel is sturdy enough for us to be able to anchor to by tapping into it without having too much stress to pull off a power distribution block, which would be the worst possible scenario, to have that AGM battery arc out. Could knock out an ECU, start the car on fire, important things.
Bad things, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty clean. All things considered. That's still temporary, but that is really nice. That run.
Yeah. That looks nice. The booster pump.
Yeah, mounted up.